Hey everyone, and welcome back to Transport Fever. This is the Great Western Railway. We're checking out our new oil area with its new fences and loop and everything else. Our lovely train is heading off. We're going to do a little bit more detail today, and actually more than that, we're going to focus on the railway stations and make sure that they've got the right platforms and stuff like that. So to begin with, I want to do the same thing over here, where this is all boring, as we did over here. I want to put in orchards and all of that stuff. Rather than repeating all that, let's just do this by a quick jump cut, and we'll see my progress. And here we have it, all detailed. Move some of the roads around and made the loop a little bit more aesthetically pleasing with all the trees, and put in a whole lot of buildings and a bit of diorama action with some cars and stuff like that. Put a couple of buildings together. You can see actually how they're clipping towards each other, just to make it look like these buildings are a little bit bigger. A whole lot of sheds and a whole lot of placeables, all these barrels in this case, assets. And then on this side, same deal, more sheds, more cars, and more cargo just hanging around, just to give the place a bit of life. Continue the orchard across the road, a bit of consistency, and then a whole lot of detailing around here with fences and nice stone walls. So yeah, I think it looks pretty good and matches the other side quite well. Let's continue down the line. What I want to focus on is actually the station. So we do need to put the fences and everything else on here, but I want to make sure that we're doing it against a final product. And one of the things I do want to do is address this station. So this town is just a passenger town. They won't need cargo, and realistically they're at the end of the line. So the train line that way, there is no town out this way, so there really isn't a need for this to have two platforms. We actually can just do one. So what I'm thinking of is kind of pulling it out to the right hand side and actually using this platform as the primary one, or this track I should say. And then that way we'll have a little bit more space to bring in some type of connection, because at the moment this is not connected to the world. So let's start some editing of this. As I said, we'll keep the outside tracks because I like the idea of them rushing through for cargo reasons. And let's just bulldoze everything else. And then we'll just be peeling off to one track. And so platforms, just a normal passenger one. Where's the nice ones? Here we are. We want this one, that one, and that one. And then we need some tracks. And 1, 2, 3. You know what? I should put tracks here. That way the passengers will be on the outside. Yeah, let me do that. Yeah, we want it the other way around. And then we're probably going to have to delete these assets. These are fake ends, so that it'll allow us to place them. And these tracks are going to all disappear because they're going to be a single track. Actually, let's just completely get rid of those and we'll do them again. There, done. All right, so then we'll just put some tracks on here. So this is the passenger one. And platforms, we'll use the beautiful Great British ones. And passenger buildings, I think we'll just do one in the middle. I think, actually, let's work out, if the road comes in, it'd be nice to be nice and tight. So maybe we'll put it about there. Hopefully that's enough space. Let's put in a road here. Actually, yeah, maybe I want to move it across a bit more to the right-hand side. Its right-hand side. Yeah, let's move it across a bit more. And we'll put it on... So it was there before. Yeah, let's put it on this one instead. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be the end of it. So now we can just embellish this and give these people a nice cover. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so from a road point of view... Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And we'll go out this way as well, so it's definitely connected. And then let's give this a nice turn. Okay, if you're going to do that, you know what? No, I'm gonna mess with this. And I want to put in a building maybe this one? Fight me a bit. Yeah, actually we've got to make sure we have enough space for the track. So yeah, maybe I should put that track in first. So it'll be something like that. And yeah, on the way in, it will just go in, and on the way out, yeah, I'll have to cross all the way over to here. Yeah. So yeah, I think I want the curve to come out this side. I think that looks good. And yeah, I think that's semi-okay. Actually, I think I might try to make it even closer. I think if we just go to about there. Yeah, we need a little bit more. Yeah, it's a little bit finicky, but we'll get there. And there. A bit of playing with that for a little while. I tried going the loop to the left and to the right, and yeah, I settled on that. So I think that looks pretty good. I think the texture may be painted here. Yeah, it is. It's got some type of grass on it. So let's get rid of all of that. Yeah, especially over here as well. Get rid of all this. Nice. Yeah, so I think that from a rail point of view, it makes a lot more sense. It's a little bit more simplistic. I don't think we needed to have that a huge amount going on here. And I think that works. Yeah, so that can go into there. And yeah, that works pretty well. So we just need to have, yep, we do have a signal here. Don't need to be overly exacting about this. Probably can move this one forward a little bit. And we can also make it a high speed one. So yeah, around there. And yeah, that'll do. All right, so we look at the line. You can see that the cargo ones are going flying past, and that's great. This is now connected. And yeah, the town can grow as much as it wants around there. And I don't think we need to do anything here. We'll see what happens. But I'm guessing from a road point of view, I don't think that needs anything more. So let's do the very quick end thing. I'll make sure that we don't forget. That's one of those things that if you don't do it now, it's very easy to forget that it needs to be done. Rotate it so that the picket is on the outside. Line it up. And then from a height point of view, play with some shiftifying just to get it perfect. Done. And then don't forget to do the other end. And that's going to be the other way around. And done. And we have what looks to be a pretty cool little station. One of the things that may happen here, if we do bother to do mail, is we may actually also add cargo to this. But that's a future problem. I am going to make a line though. So let's make a new line from here. And it's going to go... I suppose it's going to have to go this way. And then I was just treating it as a little spur line. So it's going to be train, passenger, let's call it the Rockstone Shuttle. Very, very short line. And then I'm not going to put anything on that right now. But that's going to be there in the future because we need to work things out, or really put stuff around town and stuff like that to justify it. All right, next station I want to work on is this one. If we look at this, you can see that when passengers come in, they go through here and goes to the passenger station, and then it comes out, and same thing in the other direction. So both direction, it goes off to the passenger, much like we just had then, but it is crowding the cargo lines, and there's a lot of cargo lines here that just want to go flying through. So I want to do exactly what we just did then. I want to push this out to the right. It may mean a lot of modification out here, but I think that's what's required. I think Yeah, I don't think I want to move the whole thing to the left, as in make these two the cargo through. And then also this cargo line here is also a stopping point for some people, which means it's blocking through traffic. So basically I want to make this a through station. So let's change this one as well. We'll get rid of that. And then what I'm going to do is put in some beautiful 5-meter platforms. So normally they're full width and they have 2 platforms. And I'm going to bring it down to 1. So I think because we have this style here, I think we'll make the station that the platform that is waiting, or the track that's waiting, on the left hand side. And yeah, I think that should be fine. I'm going to get rid of these one at a time so we don't lose the material on them. And I can't put that there. Probably, yeah, there's probably a road in the way. And we'll put that there. I assume the fence is what's stopping that. So we'll get rid of the fence. Get rid of all that. And we'll have to redo that. And this will get redone as well. Probably all the way up to there. That should be probably even a bit further. I'm going to get rid of all the way up to there. And so, yeah, we'll have to scoot across and see if we can get that station configured to be a bit longer. Yeah, these 5-meter platforms just make it so much easier. So these are going to fly through on this. And then if it's a stopping, which is what this one is, it's going to come through. I think I might, come on, let me do it. I'm going to put some double track in here. Snap it, yep. And then we'll do that. And at some point, we're going to have to get rid of all these signals, I think. We'll have to scoot across. Yeah, this X probably will become superfluous. And so let's just have that there. So yeah, if you're a cargo, you'll come in and then you'll come out. We do have an ability to do a 3-point up there. So let's continue to do this. So currently, what platforms are assigned to what? So where's the cargo one? So that's the great dot. And so what's going to happen is this is going to go on the left and the right and straight through. And does it need to stop here? It may need to stop here. Yeah, so this will go over to this platform. I'm going to press pause. So this forward will go onto that platform. So I think it's number 1, will need to be on platform 2. Yeah, so it will come in there. And then we'll go out, and then on the way back, where it's a non-stopping service, and so on the way back, it'll actually be coming through. Actually, it stops right now. We probably should undo that. So manage the line. When we come back, we are not going to stop anymore. We'll express through. Yeah, you can see it moved across that platform. So that works. And then, yeah, so let's get this fixed. Trying to make it so we don't lose the material on the platform. So there's a bit of a balancing act here of getting everything down in the right order. And then let's join this. I think there's a point here. I think I can do that. And then we probably should change the signals to be a bit more fancy. Maybe even put a gantry up. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll put some gantries. Yeah, we'll put some gantries here, depending on whether I want one over there, but I don't think so. I think we can skip that one. 2-span, and then we'll put it roughly at the same spot as this one. And then we'll put some real signals in here. These will become one-way. I'm not sure if they're going to be one-way or not, but yeah, so that's those. And now we need to do the same thing with the passenger side. So let's configure that. Delete this one. Start putting in tracks so we have something to butt up against. And then, yeah, and then the other end we also can do. Put a track there. Bulldoze that. Bulldoze that. Get out our deleting gun and get rid of the fence. Yeah, this whole area is going to need a whole lot of redetailing. And then I think, much like here, we can go in parallel, come out here. Now I think that X probably is in the wrong spot if we even need it. So that will go out like that, and we'll go across the road. Yeah, straight square. And then hopefully we can reconfigure this to be a three-way. It goes the wrong way. That's right, we'll just get rid of that. And put it down again as a three-way one. Doesn't need any spans, I don't think. And that can go there. Actually, I might move it up. How close can we get those signals? So if we make real signals, yeah, okay, there's no, yeah, this is real track here. So the closest we can go is there. Yeah, but let's move it up to here. I do like it to be a little bit closer. And yeah, and then let's get rid of all these. Yeah, that's a bit better because it was a little bit too close to the gates there. Yeah, I like that disused line because it's just where we don't continue to go to. Yeah, all right. And so let's see if we can get this passenger thing worked out. Can you be changed into a 3? Correct way. Nice. And then we'll get rid of the X here. And much like the other end, will come out. Done and done. And I've got a feeling this whole area is going to have to get rejigged. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, because it's going to move across. And then we'll get rid of the roof. And then it's going to, yeah, we'll get rid of everything. And we'll give these guys, oh no, we're at the width limit. No! The whole station grew to the right, not to the left. Is that the reason? Or is it because there's nothing here, is there? Oh, that's annoying. Oh, that's so annoying. Yeah, we're at the... But why can I put something there? Oh, that's annoying. It's like we have to move the whole thing over to the right. Oh, no. Oh, that's annoying. Well, I'm going to have to destroy the entire station and put it down again. So, yeah, give me a sec. And to finish this off, we're just going to relay these tracks at the end here, much further down the line, so that it's just a much nicer, clean curve. And we'll put some signals on here, real signals. And why aren't you going on the grid? Might have to use the 0.5 offset for that one. Yep. And there we have it. And we probably should change that one into a real signal. No, actually, that's all right. We'll just leave the station and roll forward. Cool. So that is that all recreated. The station Risky has been pushed to the left for the passenger and pushed to the right for the cargo. If we look at the lines, you can now see that the wheat's coming over here to its dedicated platform. And then we have tools. What we probably should do is, because the wheat will overwhelm this so much, is we will allow this platform here, the tools drop-off platform, to be a spare capacity for anybody, particularly for the wheat. And then this will be the interchange stuff. There's not that much that interchanges here. And then the Great Dalton comes in, which is spreading the stuff throughout the land. Steel drops off temporarily, but in general, the wheat trains and everything else just come flying through here. And what is missing is, I think, passengers maybe are not going both directions. Yeah, we can see how we don't have it over there. So when you come through, oh, it is. Okay, well, who's that blue one then? Or is it just that it's making a mistake? Do you have a way? Okay, the reason why we've got that is it's going around a massive loop. If we actually follow this, it's going to go through. Yeah, you can see here. It's going over here and then using this loop here to actually achieve what it wants to achieve. Yeah, the risk of putting those loops on the line is some of the routing gets a little bit funky. So you need to have a way to get in, which we don't have. So over here somewhere, we need that. Yeah, I'm thinking what we should do is bring this here, and then that can go there, and then we'll get rid of this. So now it's risky a three-way. Actually, we should make that a three-way. And that's a more efficient way of getting into there. Yeah, so now those trains can come across and scoot across. And what we can do, because that is a three-way, we can have fun with signals. Let's bring this back a little bit. Signal, how you can come through at high speed. And then when you go through here, you are going to go through the middle at high speed because it's a passing lane. We're going to go there. And then you are going to be signaled to the right and the left. If this was a real Great Western Railway, this middle one in the middle, because it's the main line, it would be higher. And so it's kind of got that representation here. You can see the height. But if all three of these were the same, like red, 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 what they would do is they would make the stick in the middle slightly higher, and it represents the importance of the line. But that works pretty well for us. And then we're going to need one of these. I think we'll start with 1, and we'll work out what it wants afterwards. And so we'll extend this to have probably, 2 on that one. And yeah, so there you go. So as people clear here, this is the real signal. And when they get here, this will just flag, because these are waypoints, will flag where you're going left, right, or middle. And we probably could have one there as well. But because you will never go against the traffic that way, you can just be assumed that you're always pulling off to the right. And that works pretty well. And then at the other end, we also need the same thing. And so this needs to go outwards. Let me get rid of this, give it some space. And then between here and here, let me do it. You can get across, and can we get a little bit further down the track? Yeah, we can. And then on the way in, you need to stop here instead. So there is a fair way between the station. And then same thing goes here as far as a waypoint is concerned, where you can say that you are going to there slowly and you are rocketing through here high speed, and then 1 span, get the right spot if we can find it. And there it is. Looks like this one was a little bit further back than I want, so let's change that into the half one. There we go, 0.5 meter offset. And there we go. So yeah, this will trigger when you're flying through, and then this will be slow into there. So yeah, that all is done. And there's some complex stuff out here, which I think is fine. Do we need the double switch? I don't think we do. Oh, something's not happy. That should be happy to go through there. We're using it to get out. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we're using it as a way to get out onto this line. Cool. And so much like that one that specifies you're going in there and through fast, same with this one. This one's saying, hey, when you're going to the left, you're on the main line flying through, and then this is a slower off into the yards. And if we want to, we probably could make the Great Dalton stop both ways. It would come in here. Yeah, it doesn't have a way of getting out, but that's fine. All right, so if we look at those lines again, hopefully this guy now shouldn't be using any part of this map to do a U-turn. It's just doing backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards. So that's good. The other one I want to work on is the equivalent of Kismos. This is like a transfer station. There is another one over here that is having roughly the same troubles. So Maybury is super busy because it's got risky 3 lines coming into it. And between episodes, I have changed this a bit. So if you look over here, there's a triple point that comes in. That's been there for a long time. You can see like the middle one saying, go to the middle platform right now. But on the way out, what used to happen is we used to go backwards on this triple and then come across. What I did is I've cut that short. So basically you come in on these 3 and then you come out on those 2. And so that gave us, a passing track. So basically a train can be coming forward now while someone's leaving, and just gives us a little bit more speed. All right, so this way, if we look at this will do, Maybury Valley will show us. So you can see the ins and the outs. We also have the same problem over here at Nattery that we're squeezing through here. So this does have a side passenger one, but we don't have that passing lane. So let's do that again. I think the exact same design where we have 2 tracks over here. So let's quickly do that. We'll do it on camera because I think it's going to be fun to see where we're going to do platforms, narrow one, that one, track here, and let's do that one more time. Hopefully, I think we're going to probably lose some material on platforms, unfortunately, on this one. We'll lose some of the stuff. And then if from a lines point of view, we want, I think there is 2 that come through here. There's the Maybury Valley. So this one, which goes from Drastoon to Maybury. So that one, that's one option. And the other one that comes through is the Monty. And so that one also comes through here and then goes to the right. Eventually, I think what's going to happen is, from a cargo point of view, what we should do is make it so that this one is going across the bottom. Let's try to get this view. Let's get rid of a lot of this stuff. We don't need to see that. Don't need to see that. Yeah, so this one can toggle across the bottom between Pickerton, Tarshan, and Dotton and Kessel. So those 4 towns. And then I think we should have a line that goes through here and probably to Montguthrie, and then it will go to Swinton. So that will be another one. And then this blue one, rather than coming from here and go to Maybury, and we did that because we didn't have the green line yet, rather than it coming through this way and risky doubling up all this track, I think we should take the load off this station a little bit and move it across that way. And because of that, long term, I don't think the blue one's going to stop at Nattery. So what we should do is let's make the green one only, the Monty, be the only one that stops here. So let's change this station so that we have to turn this on to see it, so that the Monty is going to stop at number 3. So it will come in on number 3. And then I'm going to change the Maybury Valley to no longer stop at Nattery, and it will just come flying past. And so on one we have the grain, this one. On if we just do this, yes, it doesn't. Oh, you know why? Because why doesn't? Okay, it is assigned to that platform. Yeah, it's complaining because you can't get there. Okay, so I think we're good. So I think at this point, if we just add some track, so how's this going to work? So are we going to make another point? So that's already got 3 on it. So this goes forward. This cross track should not be required. Yeah, because it should be forward, 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 Actually, we might get rid of this cross too. It should be forward and then left and right into passenger or cargo pass-through, bypass. This one should come through and come flying out and just go down the rail. And then we should, much like we did with the other one, we just changed. We have a triple point coming out. And just from an aesthetic point of view, let's continue the little brown things. And there. And yeah, we need to finish this. So yeah, because I reassigned it, we didn't lose the stuff. So now I can finish deleting this. Put this on there. And I think we are close to done. So right, so this is going to be in the way. So this is called Nattery Station. Let's delete that house. And we'll put that station in here. And so it's going to be one of these buildings. Narrow. Let's give it a high capacity asphalt. We'll give it a wall. And so we'll come in at 90 and out that way. So it's 0 degrees there. And yeah, we probably 10 meters long, I'm guessing. It's quite small. So let's make that a bit longer. All right, so let's make that shorter. There we go. So something like that, and it got the name and it got reassigned. So yeah, this line, yeah, that works. So these trucks come in, drop off their stuff, and then they go get wheat, and then the wheat goes all the way over the other side of the map, goes to the distillery. Wheat turns into alcohol or something, or I can't remember what it is. Then that goes across to here. That turns into this stuff, whatever this stuff is, alcohol, and then it comes back, gets dropped off there, and that's why we need that stop right on this platform, because this then picks up the alcohol and delivers it around the map. Let's destroy this fence. Actually, I'll do the whole way there. Yeah, I'm going to destroy this one as well. I'm going to be very surgical with the end here because I don't want to destroy the stone fence. And the last thing to do is this train line. And that should be it. There's no reason to go any further with this one. I have noticed that this road has a bit of a kink to it, so let's use this opportunity to fix that. Let's actually delete everything around here, and we will flatten all this out, because that crossing has traditionally been pretty bad. Is everything on the same level? It should be. I'm actually going to relay that track. And make sure it is level. Wow, the computer's slow. So we'll come out. Yeah, stay level. That's what I think some of the trouble with that road was. And I don't know how far out I can come with this one. I think I can only come out so much. And then that will go onto there. That will go onto there. And this one can come out to wherever the other track is. And I think that works. And then signaling, it's back here. Yeah, it's way back here. So it would just be quite a remote signal, but we can put in some waypoint type ones right here. Say, hey, you're going to go through slow. You're going to go through fast. Put a gantry on it. And get the alignment correct. This one's really close to the edge. I might have to double that one. Might have to make it a 2 wider. Yeah, they looks a little bit ugly sometimes, but it all comes down to how divergent the tracks are. And last things to do is get this road in. So we'll come across here, flat, and then go up to the road. So that should mean it's quite level. And then let's go out that way. You know what? I'll come out. How far do I want to come out flat? About there. These stones build anyway. Yeah, I might have to come back and fix that. And hopefully that works. Oh, can't forget to put back the building. Got the name. All right, so if we look at the lines, yeah, so the Monty, the green one, which is the line that goes between here and this one, this arc, is going to stop here and pick up stuff. Otherwise, everybody else is going to go flying through, and the passenger service in both directions, yeah, I can see the arrows are both there, are on the passenger station. And what we need is a gantry to finish this off. This is, yeah, northbound cargo exit. Now this is going to be the northbound cargo bypass exit. And this is the passenger exit. Yep. And then this is going to be cargo exit and wheat exit. So let's put the real signals up here. I'm just trying to make it level with those other ones. About there. And too wide. And yep. I think, can we make it smaller? I think we got, yeah, we don't need the left or the right on that ones. And then this one is going to be called the cargo exit, and this is going to be the wheat exit. And there we have it. So I think that's correct. Yeah, we now have someone who's going to stop and be there for a while. Everybody else can go flying through. So the red one's an oil train. The blue is, or light blue in there, is a steel train. There is the Maybury Valley Cargo, which is the one that goes from here and to the left through Ivory over to Drestoon. Yeah, that all makes sense. So let's see if that's happy. Actually, we don't have signals at this end, so that's pretty easy to fix. And that goes there, and that's not really required. This one should be a high speed through, and it should never come in the other direction. And then, so this one is going to be the passenger exit, and then this is southbound, I guess, if it's opposite of northbound. And then this is going to be cargo bypass exit. And we may have to put some routing on some things to say, hey, oh, there we go, there's our first stop. Cool, and that fits on the station really well. Nice. I think what I might do, just to repeat what we had here before, is put a building right there at the end. I think we can snap it to the thing. Where are we? 5, 2. There we go, 2. Done. Kind of works in there. Nice. These guys are happy. And, oh, we haven't got our things back. We need to change this back to this one. Nice. We've missed some of our alignment with the fences, but that's okay. Yeah, we can quickly put that fence back. Doesn't take too long to put fences in. And we'll just choose... let's try it with the curve. Look at that, the town has already grown a road there, so we might actually end up with some buildings over here. and that can go to there, and that's good enough. Actually, what I'm going to do is just go up here into the forest. Alright, so that has been rebuilt. It looks pretty good. The only thing I might do is put a fence from here to there. Yeah, that's about all we can do, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, and yeah, I might be able to get one. Oops, I need to use the line mode. We'll get this into here. And there we go. Train's coming in, bit of action. We do have a complaint. So Nattery Cargo, which is right here. Oh, we didn't put the X back in. So we need a way for these guys to get into this spot. We missed that. So let's do that at quite a high speed. And then from a signals point of view, okay, we've got that one there. And this is called southbound entry. And then we need, just for the sake of it, completeness, signal here to say, hey, by the way, you're going to go into the yards. You are high speed. You need one of these, 1-1. I do love these signal mods. I put the wrong ones there. If you put down real ones, which is what those ones, those were signals. There'll be more to the right than you need. So then you know that you've got the wrong one because you can't line it up with the tower. Basically, the gantry, this one only fits with signals and this one only fits with waypoints. So you know you messed up pretty well. So this one is going to be called the southbound station entry. And then this one's going to be southbound yard entry. Yards. You don't have to rename them. I just like to do it because that way sometimes I put a waypoint on them and it makes sense to me about what's what. So they'll stop here, which is a fair way out of the station. Make a choice to go across the yards and then make a choice to go through the bypass, and then in the other direction, another train should be able to pass without too much delay. Actually, we can see that right now. Here's the oil train going through right now. You can see that they can both pass at the same time. And then passenger, okay, so you can come in. That's definitely correct. And out. Okay, so when the passenger comes the other direction, they need a way to get out, which I think is just a matter of turning this into an X. So I don't know if we've made that too long. This might be fun. So what we need to do is get this across. So yeah, we might have to turn this into an X. Or at least maybe make this a little bit shorter. Yeah, let's see if we can get out first. So where is our point? So these points need to go across. And then we need to go back the other way. All right, so we did this a little bit too early. And then that needs to be over there. In fact, let's make that a little bit longer because I do like the speed. Longer the better. Actually, how close is that passenger one? That passenger one, yeah, we can make the passenger one slightly longer. Yeah, about there, and then we can go back the other way. And the lozenge of doom is gone, and we can quickly do those waypoints again. That one's that one. High speed is that one, and we've lost the names. And done. And then if you can see this alignment's a bit off, so let's change that to the 0.5. That's why I always move forward one notch. So when I put it down, I work out the maximum and then I move forward one. So if it's wrong, I have the space to come back. So this one was station entry. I had my post buffer luckily, and this was yards entry. Come on. And I don't know if we don't need one there because it's you always come out. This is a one-way track realistically. So what we can do is actually this one. Well, it's a waypoint. I was going to say we can turn that into one way, but we can't because it's a waypoint. But I think that's it. Yeah, we'll never come forward, so we don't need a signal there. And voila, look at that. We've got a guy coming in. Are we going to see an overtake? Yeah, so no copper trains coming out. But that takes a little bit more pressure off there. If the town's going to do this to this field, let's continue that. Actually, what I'll do is I'll come out this way. I was going to say flat, but whatever. I clicked by accident. And it will do that. And then we'll do some painting to get rid of the wheat in here. And then that will allow the town to grow over here. Nothing wrong with that. I'll take some town growth. And yeah, that looks okay. I think I might dirtify this part of the road though. I don't think we need to have that whole thing like that. Yeah. Look at that. People flying through, more efficient. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more traffic through and less of a build up. The main reason I did that is every once in a while you'll see a backup on this left hand side. You can see it, you know, in, and then sometimes it goes all the way in and you just end up with stuff just stuck in this station. And so they're waiting for a path out. I don't have that many signals, so if we turn the signals on, you'll note that they actually are a fair way apart. So there's one there, one there, one there. So it's about 2 train lengths. And particularly these ones, they're quite slow. You can see it's only going 32. The other one, I think was that a Monty one? Yeah, one of the two crawls along at 16. And so the whole thing does get a bit backed up. And even now you can see that it's blocked. Because we do have quite a long way between signals, and so when they stop, it does take them a while to speed up. They're going to come to here. They'll stop at this point, and you can see all these signals are flagging, and yeah, very, very cool. We could, in theory, put this one here. But since it's overlapping, I'm not going to bother. But we could say, hey, yeah, you're allowed to fly through. I will put it on this one, though. So this one right here, I can't do it because it's the road's in the way. So, yeah, you could put one, in theory, right there saying you can fly through. But lots of activity. You can see this guy flagged. This will get stopped. Lots of little vistas available now, so you can see cool stuff going on. Well, we'll call that the end of the episode. Hopefully you enjoyed all that train station recalibration. Lots of fun. And hopefully our traffic woes are a little bit more alleviated. Yeah, I like how this one turned out. It makes it a very big station, but I think it is justified. Let's go down the line and check out how our other one went. Flying, flying, flying. See if it's busy or not. Yeah, this one's quite quiet, which is actually good to see. So, yeah, and our passengers have returned, so that's good to see. So hopefully that's going to work. Lots of stuff there. And then obviously the last one is the one that's not active. And then this has been simplified down, so I'm quite happy with this. Yeah, we'll have to put a train on this sometime very soon, and also put a passenger route through here. Since we're here right now, let's just quickly depaint this and let the town folk do what they want with this. Actually, since there's a track there. Let's do that. And a bit of smoothify, and voila. Yeah, this needs to be detailed. I said I was going to do the detailing of this. Oh, that's a bit down to go up. I don't remember that being there. Did they add that? I think they have. I think the town has actually done that. Yeah, I said I was going to detail this last episode. I think I'll do it off camera, because all I'm going to do is go around and just change the dirt and stuff and put down some fences and stuff. And we've seen that enough times. Yeah, and so next time we'll probably be focusing on getting some new rail done. We'll call out the end of the episode. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the Great Western Railway. See you, everybody.